Hi, Lindsay Jones here from partyplandivas.com. Our members webinar was so important today. We were talking all about January bookings. I thought that it was such an important topic and such a timely topic that I wanted to share it with everybody. So the following video is going to actually be our live webinar that we had today that was open to all of our members. So you can check it out, get some great tips for booking up your January, and maybe see what a live webinar training looks like as a member of Party Plan Divas. I hope you enjoy. Bye. Well, getting everybody geared up for 2015 because we're just a couple weeks away. So as soon as you finish that holiday shopping, you get that last day, whatever your shipping date is for the last day for the holiday season. It doesn't mean you get to take off. It doesn't mean that you're done for the year. It means it's time to transition into booking for January. So today, Angie actually came up with this, and she's not here yet, but she came up with the topic to talk about how to fill your January calendar. And I think that is great because here we are about 3 or 4 weeks before January. And if you're not working on it now, you can really miss some great opportunities. You don't want to wait until January 1st to try to start booking that calendar because it won't work. And January will be over. You might have a rockin' February, but of course, if you're not booking January now, you're really going to struggle to get those bookings right away. So let me get over here. Let's talk about some ways that we can book our January. So the first things you want to make sure that you do is to know when you're going to party. Having this calendar or your Diva Success System planner or whatever you use, that you write down when the dates are that you want to party is going to be really, really important. Don't think that just because the holidays are over that it's time to get into like this crazy, I'll party whenever you want to scramble. You control your calendar. You are not at the mercy of your hostess and when she can party or when her friends can party or whatever. You want to make sure that you are doing parties on the dates that you're available, that's not taking away from your family, that you're not missing stuff. So you want to sit down and start January making that great habit of knowing when you're going to party, when you're available, and getting into that party routine. We talk about routines and how everything that we do is habit. And when you're trying to create a new habit, doing it repetitively and stuff like that is how you instill that new habit. And then it becomes second nature. People ask me all the time, like, how do I get so much done or whatever? It's like, well, it's kind of like second nature for me to do the routines that I have set, not because I even really think about them. It just, again, it's just routine. It's as, much of a habit as getting up and brushing my teeth in the morning is doing those things. And that's where the Diva Success System, that time management system comes in. So you want to sit down, know when you're going to party. Do you have events? Do you have recruiting appointments? Do your kids have stuff going on? Your spouse have stuff going on? Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, like what all is going on in January? And don't stop at January. Go ahead and do the first quarter. Why not? See what you've got like those first 3 months so that you can really hit the ground running in 2015 with a plan to know exactly when you are going to be working and work, especially that first quarter, to get a hold of that time management and knowing when you're going to work so that you don't get the crazy scramble going on. My next tip for January is something that I did. I did it every January and every July, and it was called front loading my month, and I did it by having dollar days. We had a really, really fantastic product that was right around $40 in retail, and what I did is I had dollar days in order to front load the month. So what I said was whatever date of the month you booked your party, you could purchase that item for the dollar of the date. So if you had a party on January 2nd, you paid $2 for that product. Now, it had to be a qualifying party. There were a little bit of stipulations and stuff like that, but if you had a party on the 2nd, it was $2. You had a party on the 3rd, it was $3. You had a party on the 4th, it was $4. And I did kind of book up those first 2 weeks to try to get people in to the dollar days. And I ran it for the entire month. So even if you came to a party, say you came to a party on January 2nd, and I talked about the dollar days, and I talked about this one great product that everybody had to have, whatever, it was a $40 product. And I said, and you can still buy this. All we have to do is have your party in the month of January. So even if, and it was still a great deal, even if they, booked the 30th of January, they were still saving $10 on this item because, like I said, it was a $40 item. So I was able to front load my month in order I was, booking up those first 2 weeks really, really strong, so that I could even get more bookings in the second 2 weeks from the 2 weeks. But again, I did that doing dollar days. Now that was not something corporately sponsored. I was totally out of my pocket. But here's the thing, my item was about $40, so it cost me around 20-ish. And so they paid whatever their portion of that was. Well, it was worth it to me to spend, $20 out of pocket or $18 out of pocket or whatever in order to have that booking. And again, it had to be a qualifying party. So I made way more than $20 on that party. But it was a great incentive and a great way that you can, again, kind of front load and get things booked in the beginning. That, of course, has to go along with your schedule. So if you're, going to tell your loved ones, listen, I'm going to book really, really crazy the first 2 weeks of January to just kind of front load the month and whatever so that we can kick off the new year, you just have to tell them that. You just have to make sure that you communicate that, and that's not going to be the normal. We're not starting off the new year with, working every day of the week kind of thing. Okay, but front loading your month, great way to fill it up. Again, in the beginning, I wouldn't work on the first. I don't think anybody's going to work on the first, but you can start having those parties as early as the second. Belinda said, how did you pick the items to offer? Really, it was our bestseller. That was all I did. You want to pick an item that's more than $31, obviously, because depending on whatever month you run it in, whether you have 28 or 31 days, and you can do this in February also if you don't do it for January. But you want to offer something that you've got a great value. But I just did our bestseller. It was our best-selling item. So it can be your favorite. It can be your bestseller. Maybe what you've sold most of in the last 6 months. Just kind of up to you. Some other ideas for booking. How about a shopping for you party? Here's the thing. Holidays, a lot of people get money and they get other stuff that people think that they wanted. Sometimes it's not what we wanted. Sometimes we really had to unwrap it and we're like, oh, that's great. Have a party that is shopping for you. We've all spent the last however many weeks shopping for other people. In January, you can shop for you. You can use your holiday money that you were given or not. Just go and shop for you. But that's a great kind of a theme party to help people, get people there. It's a party where people can buy what they want for themselves. We're not talking about gift giving. We're not talking about, what else anybody wants. This would be a shop for you party. If you market that, it's a great, great opportunity, especially in the month of January for people who again, they want to shop for them. Maybe they didn't get what they wanted on their Christmas list, or maybe they got a bunch of money because people didn't know what to get them for Christmas. This is a great kind of a theme party, and you can put it a shop for you, shop your way, get what you really want for Christmas, that kind of thing as a booking incentive. If you're calling past hostesses or calling whatever, and you can start off with, not everybody gets everything that they want on their Christmas list. We want to, make sure that in January you get a little something that you want that is just for you. So come to our party, get pampered, have a good time with your girlfriends, talk about the holidays, and get something for you. Next one, you've probably heard of this, the IRS bookings. This, of course, is a play on words because there's, the tax stuff, but then there's also inventory reduction, which kind of ties into the tax stuff. But in January, you're going to want to be making room, whether you carry a bunch of inventory or not. A lot of corporate offices run a lot of sales in January because they're literally getting rid of the 2014 stuff to get ready for the spring of 2015 stuff. So you can call it an IRS sale. Everybody's going to be thinking about taxes in January, February, March, that kind of thing until the crazy of April. But it can be getting rid of your own inventory. It can be sales that you have to help boost, getting rid of the corporate inventories. You may not know yet, but I bet if you watch, there's going to be some corporate sales in the month of January. You can go ahead and book IRS style kind of theme party bookings, and stuff will go on sale. If it doesn't, put your stuff on sale. You doesn't have to be something huge and elaborate and whatever to get people there. But having that IRS, people will think about it and be an inventory reduction. It's also piggybacking. You're probably starting to see a ton of commercials. I know that the local car dealerships are doing that here. They're calling them inventory reduction sales because they're getting ready for the new year and stuff like that. You can do the exact same thing with your products, your catalogs, your order form. Everything's going to be changing, for 2015. You want to get rid of 2014. Another theme idea party is a mom's timeout party. Here's the thing. Most of us will have had our kids home for like 2 solid weeks. And as much as we love them, and as much as, of course, we want to spend every minute that we possibly can with our little ones, sometimes we need a timeout. So you can have kind of a mom's timeout party, or just, a break. Maybe it's a celebration of going back to school. Maybe you do it on the first day back or something along those lines. This is another kind of a great theme party that resonates with people. People get it. People understand it. It's a great reason to have a party besides just a shopping party, or just a, sales party or whatever. You can kind of market it, kind of gear it towards it being that, mom's timeout, or, we survived the holidays, kind of thing. Again, marketing these types of parties are a great incentive. It's a great, kind of bait to get people to want to book. Instead of it just being, come to my party, buy my product, whatever, you can kind of give it a theme so that it sounds more fun, less pressure, like, oh, okay, I'm going to, this party for, to hang out with my friends, kind of thing. Another idea is to, play booking games. If you've got a couple parties now last minute, play those booking games. Now, I'm never going to tell you to play the cheesy ones. There are some seriously cheesy booking games. I'm never going to tell you to play those. I also don't like the obligation style party booking games. Those are ones like Book to Look, for instance. I'm not a huge fan. And the reason why is because I don't want somebody to get so excited about their little package that they open it and then they're like, oh man, I have to have a party. Those are not the parties that you want. You don't want somebody having a party out of obligation. You want somebody having a party because they want to have a party, because they want free stuff and they want to have a good time and they want to see you again. They want to see your product again. So don't sucker anybody into a party. Instead, you want to give them the option. So give them extra incentives, things that they can get if they choose to have a party. But go through in our party games library. We have a bunch of different, I think Book to Look is in there, but I think my clause or whatever, why I don't like it is in there as well. But there are some great party games. Here's the other thing too. In 2015, you're probably going to want to shake things up. One of the things that you want to do to get repeat hostesses is have something new. If you're doing the exact same party with the exact same games, the exact same product, the exact same whatever, they're going to be like, no, we've already seen that. Let's talk. Why would we go to a movie twice? I'm one of those people, I never go to the movie theater twice. Sure, I'll watch some movies here, like the classics, but other than that, once I've seen it, I'm pretty good. I don't read the same book twice. I don't watch the same TV show twice. I can be sitting down for a TV show, and if it's a rerun, I'll change it. That's, pretty common. So got to think of your party the same way and give it something different. If you're doing the exact same party, exact same meeting, exact same whatever, it's really hard to get rebookings because people are going to feel like they've kind of already been there, done that. So play booking games, and as you look into 2015, think about what new games you can add into it to shake things up as well. Another idea, leaders, is doing a booking blitz. This was a great image that I found on Google, but doing a booking blitz is a great way for your team to get everybody fired up and excited about 2015. I suggest you guys do this week, leaders, because this is going to help get your team thinking about 2015 too. You can't take your eye off of 2014. Yes, we all have about a week left until the shipping cutoff is done, but start thinking about 2015. Start talking to your team about booking 2015 so that they don't flip that calendar page over and see a snowy white calendar as well. For those that don't know, a booking blitz is essentially where everybody gets on the phone at the same time and dials for bookings. They both do as many as they can. I always did it for a 2-hour period. You can do it for 1 hour, 2 hour. I don't suggest it being longer than 2 hours. I've seen where people did it for like 2 days. That's entirely too long. That takes all the excitement and urgency and everything off of it completely. So doing it for 1 hour or 2 hours where everybody gets on the phone and they dial at the same time, same place, whatever. We used to do it with a conference call line. You can do it, say you've got your team Facebook group and everybody, like upload this image and put, hey guys, we're doing a booking blitz. Everybody get on the phone, then give them some warning, like say we're going to do it tomorrow. So tomorrow from 7 to 9 or whatever, we're all going to do a booking blitz. And the way that it works is that everybody gets on the phone, and we have an exact script for this in the script section of Party Plan Divas for what to say. But everybody gets on the phone and they basically say, I'm doing a booking blitz with my other with my other team members to see who can book the most parties in a 2-hour period. Can I count on you to be one of my bookings? If they say yes, then you say, okay, great. I've got you down as a yes. I'm going to call you tomorrow for the rest of the, to get your information, and we can pick a date, be looking at your calendar between now and then. Who do you know who might also be willing to have a party to help me win this challenge? They give that information. You say, okay, terrific. I'll call you tomorrow. If they say, nope, I'm not interested, okay, who do you know who might be able to help me with this challenge? Get their information, whatever, and go. The thing about the booking blitz is you don't spend a lot of time on the booking blitz doing that. Okay, well, which date works better for you, whatever. You're down for dollars. You got a yes, boom, you won. Pull that, pull it again. Let's do it again. But you can waste a lot of time if you sit there and they're trying to get their calendar and they've got to look at their schedule. They got to do whatever. Do all that stuff tomorrow, but dial. I have heard unbelievable numbers come out of booking blitzes. I mean, I booked almost 20 parties in 2 hours, I think. It was something like that, which was way more parties than I wanted to do, by the way. But anyway, that's a good problem to have when I had too many bookings, but I just kept dialing and kept getting yeses. So consider hosting a booking blitz. Again, we've got the entire script in the script section of the training library. Remember that for any of these parties that you do, that Hostess Coaching is critical. Don't let the fact that it's, Christmas be a reason to drop the ball for Hostess Coaching. You still want to talk to her. You still want her to have a great party in the month of January. So yes, you're going to have to Hostess Coach over the holidays. It's only a phone call. It's only like a 2 or 3 minute phone call, okay? So just make sure that you are doing that. You want to make sure that you are doing everything in your power to help that hostess have the absolute best party she can have in the month of January. So make sure that you use that schedule that we have in the training library. Have those hostess folders together so that you keep everything neat and organized and prepared, and you're not scrambling everywhere trying to get that done. And I've heard people say, oh yeah, I've had parties booked for months in January. Make sure you're hostess coaching and keeping people excited about that, because what you also don't want to have happen is the parties just fall flat. So you've got the bookings and they're there and like you show up, but nobody else is there, or, the hostess is flaking out and, cancels for no reason and whatever. Make sure you're hostess coaching so that you actually pound January with really, really great sales, that it's not just about the bookings, but it's about having those really successful parties in the month of January as well. Speaking of the sales, so again, it's not just about bookings. You want to make sure that you are always, remember our boat, we're doing sales and parties and stuff like that, and also recruiting. We'll talk about that in just a second. But make sure that you're doing those outside sales as well. Your parties are going to be obviously where the most action happens. That's where you're going to meet more customers. You're going to make the most sales. You're going to meet your new hostesses and potential recruits. But also having outside sales. In January, we're talking all about habits in the month of January. We're going to get rid of resolutions and goals. I'm not really going there with it, but we're going to be talking all about habits and creating really great habits starting in the month of January. And one of them is going to be focusing just as much on customer care and outside sales as we are on the parties, not just relying on those parties for those orders. So how do we start that right now? In January, hopefully you guys have been doing these Bounceback coupons. If not, you can start doing them right this very minute. Bounceback coupons, if you have a Kohl's near you, they have Kohl's Cash. I actually just saw another, I can't think of which retailer it is now, but they're doing the exact same thing. I want to say it was Kmart. But basically where every dollar that they spend, they're earning cashback bonuses for January, for the next month. So I did this throughout October, November, and December. There's a video on YouTube that we have for the Bounceback coupons, but basically where everything that they ordered for the holidays, I gave them a 10% Bounceback coupon that came out of my pocket, but it was a 10% Bounceback coupon to be used in January, and I had tons and tons of people that would come to me in January to cash in their coupon. It got me not only those great sales in October, November, and December, but it also got me those sales in January. The great thing about the Bounceback coupon too is that it was normally the coupons were high enough to get people's attention, but low enough that people still had to pay out of pocket to complete their order. So it became more of a discount than just giving, the free product away, because we didn't really have, $5 and $6 items. They still had to, pay out for that. So it wasn't such a hit to my wallet. And it also really, again, helped me with those January sales. So again, there's a whole video on how to do this. Don't overthink this. Don't make this really, really, difficult. You can print from your home computer a Bounceback coupon. I think we may even have some in the template library. Just something very, very simple. But make sure that you also are keeping record of it also, so that you kind of know, because you can also follow up. Maybe January 15th, you spend the day calling people and saying, hey, we've got this $6 coupon. I'm getting ready to place an order. What can I order for you? That kind of thing. Remember that January is a great, great time for expos. Tons of people get engaged and stuff like that over the holidays and New Year's. So check your local listings. We already have advertising and vendor fair show sign up for our huge bridal expo, the one that I used to do every single year. Ours is going to be January 11th. That was my biggest event of the year. It literally netted me parties all year long, because brides, of course, they get married all year long. So do some calling around, see what's going on. The holidays does not end the expos. In fact, it just kind of kicks them off. Bridal expos are going to be huge, business expos, even home expos. It was really neat. We had a home improvement expo, and all the home decor, like the wax, candle, whatever ladies were there. It was really, really neat. I thought that was a great, it's like great marketing, because the men are there and they're looking at new windows and doors and garages and whatever, and us women were like, ooh, candles. So again, look and see what kind of expos and events are going on. They may be able to sell actual product there, or if they can't sell, then they can definitely get you bookings and contacts and stuff like that heading into 2015. Now, your homework is for everybody to do the 90-day action plan. If you are a member, you're on this call, you're a member, and go to the 90-day action plan. It's in the training library under Getting Started, and fill this out. Don't wait until January 1st. In fact, fill it out for you and then share it with your teams and get them to fill it out too. The 90-day action plan can be used over and over and over again to keep you accountable for the next 90 days. It just kind of gives you a roadmap. People are terrible at setting goals. They hate setting goals. I resisted setting goals. We will talk about that a little bit in January. Actually, we may talk about it next week. But do a 90-day action plan. It takes the pressure off. It's a different way, a different, I don't know which the word is, but a different, angle, I guess, at going at goal setting to kind of keep you on track. Yes, Belinda, I think Norwex would be great for a home expo. Absolutely. And I, in fact, think that you guys could talk to the windows and doors people, and that would be a great contact for you, because that's what I use to clean all of my windows. Anyway, sidebar. So 90-day action plan, fill that out. It's a great file that I actually designed it with a life coach. It's not just direct sales. It's also done with a life coach. So it goes a little bit more in depth into not only the goals that you have and what you want, but why and what's standing in your way. And for the leaders, it also has a section in there where it talks about how involved they want you to be as the leader. And that's so, so important. Because if you've got somebody who, really kind of wants you to hold their hand and really needs you to be involved, and you just check in with them once a month, then you're a lousy leader because you're abandoning them and you're never around. On the flip side of that, if you've got somebody who's kind of, independent and really wants to just kind of do their own thing, and they'll call you if they need you, and here you are calling them every 3 days or whatever, well, then you're smothering them and you're badgering them and whatever. And so, again, all that boils down to is communication and knowing who you're dealing with. And the 90-day action plan is a great way for you to figure out who you're dealing with, so that you can, lead them in the way that they need, and you don't, fall into either one of those traps. Last thing I just want to say is, again, don't assume that just because the, holiday shipping cutoff or whatever is next week, that the last 2 weeks of December, you can't do anything. Here's the beauty of this industry that is different from normal, retail or whatever. We're about relationships. And so if you're calling and you're talking to, most people are off. They're vacationing, the offices are closed, whatever. You're building relationships. So you can call, you can talk to people, you can say, I've had you on my mind. use this time to build the relationship, to talk to people about the holidays, how you can help them, what they've got going on in 2015, what your goals are in 2015. Share, build the relationship. Don't just fall off the planet and go, radio silent in the last 2 weeks of December. Many businesses and business owners will. So don't be one of them. This is a great opportunity for you to really work on, again, kind of being there and being present when nobody else is. All right. So that is it. Any questions? All right. Well, it looks like a couple more were able to join in. We will have this recording up in the training library today. Again, you guys can check out our new wall calendars if you're wanting to really get a hold of your time and your organization and get on track and start building those new habits for 2015. If you were frazzled all 2014, if you didn't reach your goals, if you felt like you were working your business 24/7 and not making, the kind of money that we make 24/7, then, this is a really great tool for kind of getting control. We're going to be focusing a lot on our time management system in the beginning of the year and helping you guys get some really, really amazing habits. Sure. Slide 2 is, we got all new images. Tons of new stuff is coming to the Party Plan Divas site. I've had that construction thing up and you've probably seen a little bit. We're probably going to actually take it offline for a day. It'll be overnight while we upload the new template library. Tons of templates going up. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next Monday and on the Facebook group. Have a great week.